Jackie, Ukrainian forces have been fighting Russian occupiers for almost 2 months now. Volunteers from over 30 countries have joined one foreign battalion, the Georgian National Legion, fighting in Ukraine since 2014. We are honored to have joining us right now, live here in Kyiv, is its commander, Mamuka Mamulashvili. And Mamuka, I hope I did not bash your name. I tried to get it right.
Yeah, it was right. Thank you.
Thank you for taking time. You're in the middle of a war, 52 days in. How are things going, and what do you need? I know that you want weapons, but what will help you in this fight?
Actually, in a condition when several European countries are still buying blood, oil and gas from Russia, it's quite difficult, to understand what is really going on in the world, because we're doing a fight and we're fighting terroristic country, and a lot of countries are, they cannot feed monster with one hand and they cannot help Ukraine with another. So all the world must be united fighting against terrorism. We need a lot of things, actually, as a field commander, I would say, from our specifics, that we need more new technologies of air defense systems like MIM-104 Patriots that were given to Turkey recently during Syrian war. So we need a lot of Stingers, we need a lot of more anti-tank systems, Javelins, and there is actually a lot of stuff that Ukraine needs today. And Ukraine needs its back to be covered by friends.
Tell me, Commander, are you prepared for this new offensive coming in the eastern Donbass, and what will that look like?
We are ready to stop Russia, and I hope the world is ready to stand with us.
How hard have these 52 days been, and how does it compare to the fight you've been fighting Russians for a long time?
Russia is using the same tactics, and the only thing that makes me very unhappy about everything is that Russia is targeting civilians, and a lot of civilians are getting killed. So we need the help of West, we need help of European countries, and we should take a decision. We're fighting a terrorist altogether or not.
You are on the front lines.
Yes.
What would you like to say to President Joe Biden, to the U.S. lawmakers?
I would like to thank everybody for a support, for a tremendous support of Ukraine. It is very important for us, and we know that we have friends, but I would repeat that we need a lot more support, we need a lot more weapon, and we need a lot of more anti-air systems, anti-air strike systems.
I wanted to make sure you got that message out, because I know you need more weapons, because the Russians are going to come harder next time.
They are going to do it harder, and they're concentrating terrorists all around the world, and they're going to do a big offensive against Ukraine again. We will all stand and we will give our lives, but we must be sure, I repeat, that we have friends covering our back.
Mamuka, you have a better sense for Vladimir Putin, his tactics, and now, as you mentioned, the brutal targeting of civilians. We are hearing that the Russians may be considering even increasing those attacks, and that Vladimir Putin could possibly result to unspeakable consequences, that even chemical or nuclear weapons could come into play. What do you say?
Oh, it is the information that we also have, and it is a big threat of that Russians might use a chemical weapon. And I hope they're not going to use a nuclear weapon against Ukraine. It's quite a big threat right now.
I was in Bucha today, and there's war crimes prosecutors exhuming the bodies, in the case some children. It's very heartbreaking. Is what you've seen on the battlefield, does it meet the definition of war crimes? Does it meet the definition of genocide?
It is exactly the definition of war crimes, and they are doing genocide of Ukrainian people. We were the first unit who entered Bucha, and we have seen, it's quite difficult actually to talk about it, but how they raped 10 years old kids, and they were tied up and killed. So it's all what Russian nation is doing. It's not only a group of politicians.
And you saw that firsthand.
Yeah.
You're a hardened war commander. Was it to the level of things you had not seen before?
We have seen such things, unfortunately, in Georgia before, but Russia is repeating, and Russia is spreading its terrorism worldwide, and we have to stop it in Ukraine.
If you could speak to Vladimir Putin, what would you say?
You know, I prefer not to speak to him.
Mamuka, we wish you and your forces well. I think my last question is really, what have you learned, lessons, have you learned in the first 52 days that you'll now take back to the battlefield?
Of course, it's all experience. Unfortunately, it's war experience, but we are getting experience out of it. And we are the first who are meeting Russians, and it's not a good experience, in fact.
Will you win?
Yeah.
You think you...
For sure, we're going to win this war.
You're going to win?
Yes.
Are you surprised, by the way, that a lot of people counted you out? They said Ukraine would capitulate within 2 or 3 days?
You know, they don't know the real soul of Ukrainians who were saying that. These people love freedom, and they are protecting the world freedom today in Ukraine.
They are, Jackie, the fiercest and largest foreign fighting battalion here. Commander Mamuka leading the troops. Sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.